Nice arm. What's up, everybody? We got the Sloth slash Pundicam working again, which is good. Technical issues sorted out. Oh, yeah.
Well, yes.
Oh, yes. Yes.
No, no, no!
What's up, everybody? Chess is beautiful, mistress. Mr. Coffee, Asterbait has been upgraded to team leader. Team leader. Alright. 15 minutes till start time. Let me send a reminder to everyone. Copy. Mr. Coffee, welcome. Message all members. You can send up to 7 team messages per week. Better watch. We've got to watch Asterbait with that, though. He could get carried away. This is my only concern. He'll start spamming messages. Exactly. Last call. Only 7 messages per week for the team. Well, it even shows 47 members have unsubscribed for messages. That's not too bad. Only 7%. That's better than I would think. Alright. 6 round, 10 plus 5. Rapid. Does that make sense? I think that's new, but maybe it's not. Maybe it was there all the time and we weren't paying attention. Saragoni, wow. Like Asterbait. What a coincidence. Strange coincidence. Alright. Welcome, everybody. We're starting in 15 minutes. Actually, 13 minutes now. It's a 6 rounds, 10 plus 5 rapid. Slow rapid. I like to call it slow rapid, although we did a version of 15 plus 5. The 15 plus 5 drags on a bit long. I'd rather do 10 plus 5. Hi, B. Alright, Sparkle Horse, Cheesy Noob, Jai, or Yai, Urek, Mandrake, Asterbait, Niles, and Pyro. Not a lot of high-rated players yet, but I'm sure they're on their way. The titled players are on the way. Sloth titled arena. Not. Screw that elitist stuff. This is not an elitist tournament. Asterbait's been quiet. I think he's out smoking at the moment, but he'll be right back. My assumption. BRB. Tazake. Thanks, guys. I hope I don't go into food coma. I try not to eat too much carbohydrates. I did eat a little bit of potatoes, along with meat and veggies, so Tuesday I seem to have dinner at the same time before the streams, and I tend to get this food coma going on, so we try to cut back on the carbohydrates, but I had a little bit of carbohydrates. Getting old. Alright, so we've got only 8 players, but they're on their way. Sloth, Slow Swiss. Again, it's 10 plus 5, rapid casual, 6 rounds, 3 minutes between rounds. Asterbait, congratulations, one of our new team leaders. Team leader. Cheesy Noob. Playing tough these days. He's warming up with the game versus the 2200 there. Cheesy Noob is up to just about 150 games now. We have 149 games with Cheesy Noob. I think Arsenal Fan is close to 300. I sort of stopped tracking people who were close to 300. We hadn't had anyone. No, you know what it was? It wasn't Arsenal. It was Schumacher, who has really surged. There he is. Yeah. Okay, Schumacher, you're really closing in on 300 now. We've got, because you've been very faithful to the stream lately, you're at 291. 9 more games for the 300 mark, and only a handful of people have reached that. Miralis, of course, is a VIP for being our first player to 300 games. I think he might be the only one, although Astrobate is close. Astrobate doesn't play me that much. Oh, Astrobate is over. Wow, you crossed 300 and we didn't even celebrate it. Astrobate's at 328. Mule Skinner was close to 300. Well, Astrobate queened the pawn on move 7. Not only a record for him, but a record for chess, probably. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know what the fastest possible promotion is. Let's say you go to like e4. You have to capture something or push, obviously. So you could just go straight through. It's kind of unlikely that you just go straight through. It'd be more likely you just capture. So like e4 takes d5. Yeah. So you have that, the classic kind of e4 Scandinavian take, and take. Takes on d5, that's move 2. Takes on c6 is move 3. Takes on b7 is move 4. So you do 5 moves per motion on a8 or b8. Probably happens all the time. 5 move promotion. Astrobate's not big on queening pawns in general, so that is kind of a big deal, Mr. Coffee. Uber driver in the stands. Excel Poker lurking. Mr. Slow in the tournament. Good to see you. Mr. Slow, brutal simul opponent. I swear he wins more than he loses. At least of late. E4, e takes f5, f takes g6, g7. Kingside promotion. But Astrobate got a promotion. He's now a team leader. So he's literally been promoted. Sparkle Horse, Cheesy Noob, Raftamov. Schumacher, Resident Spectre. The Resident Spectator. Resident Patient. Mr. Slow, of course, our all-time gift sub leader with over 1,000 gift subs. Yai is kind of new. Urek, Mandrake, and Astrobate. 12 players now. Niles, and Pyrat. Alright. We got 12 players, 7 minutes to go. My team, speaking of team leaders, my team leader in the Budapest Team Championship inviting me to play again this weekend. I am not going to play like young FIDE Masters if I have a choice. Another one. Yeah, I really want to play like 19-year-old FMs who are rated 2280. They're not even like a good value for the rating, you know? You're gonna play like a 19-year-old FIDE Master who's like under 2300. Oh, that's great value. Not a good value bet. I want to play old people who are overrated. They're hard to find. But it's gonna be something special for me to play chess on Sunday morning. Seriously. I can't believe it. They expect me to play chess on a Sunday morning. I'll finish my last 2 rounds in the Hungarian Team Championship in April. But I'm not gonna play these freaking underrated kids. Okay. I really wish there was such a thing as like an evening tournament games in Budapest. Someone said to me, "Oh, we should start it." Oh yeah, it's so easy to just start it. Evening chess club. Probably it comes down to some kind of taxation or socialist legal reasons. I remember at the chess club at the Hungarian Chess Federation, they used to have a snack bar, and they closed the snack bar because of some tax laws or something. It's a freaking snack bar. These are not rated games. I want to play, I like playing chess in the evening, not in the morning. Is it too much to ask? This is casual. 4 minutes to go. Astrobate, Mr. Coffee, thanks guys for joining us. Mr. Coffee, when's your next tournament? By the way, I was going to ask you, you've never done the Foxwoods, right? You could meet up with Move 11 and do like a Sladgie team, Foxwoods team. But I know that Foxwoods wasn't on your list of tournaments. He said he might play, but this is a little while back. I don't know if he's still going to do it. I wish I could come, but right now I'm tied up. I'm tied up with this real estate purchase. I can't go to the United States because I don't have any cash. Maybe in the fall, if I can sell my apartment, I could come back and take care of business. But I would love to go to Foxwoods. It's a fun tournament. In a good venue. Right, you said you went once, I recall. So Pennsylvania State Championship. It's a weird time to have a state championship. Usually they have them like on Labor Day weekend or some kind of... What is March 17th? Just a random weekend? Is that like St. Patrick's Day is close by? Is there some holiday there? You live 5 minutes... Oh, you're in, what, New Haven? Wait, New Haven's not like 5 minutes away, but it's not far, right? The submarine base. Yeah, man. I love Mystic and the area of Connecticut. It's nice. You should know some good restaurants out there. They're all gone by now. Restaurants just don't have a good lifespan. Hard to run a restaurant, keep it in business. Right. North Stonington. Yeah, I know that region. It's probably the only region of Connecticut that I know anything about. Alright, Shocky's in. Dinakis. Mystic Pizza. Never watched that movie. But whatever. What are we talking about anyway? XL Poker, welcome. Now we got a high rated player in the house. The XL Poker. 6 rounds. So 6 rounds times 25 minutes plus another 20 minutes. It's 3 hours, right? It should be around 3 hours for this tournament. That's why I don't do the 7 rounds. It's a little long if we go to 7 rounds. 1 minute to go. Alisto's lurking. Yeah, where is Astrobate? I don't know. He was here earlier and then he disappeared. I thought he went out to smoke, but he became a team leader. We upgraded him. I didn't realize he had passed 300 games against me. He snuck past 328. But he plays these simul games where he just like loses on time after 8 moves. I don't know what he's doing, honestly. He just participates and then like loses on time on move 7. What do you guys think he's doing? Smoking shrooms and he loses track of reality? We probably walked by each other many years ago and didn't realize it. Yeah. When I won Foxwoods, I think so. In 2001. Well, tied for first. Yeah. In those days, they didn't do like tie breaks or anything, so all the prizes were shared. It's funny, in Europe, everything is tie breaks. Alright, there's a new request to join our team from GHM777. Alright, you're in. First is first. Damn, man. Let's hope the food coma doesn't kick in. My problem is that I'm always scheduled to eat dinner before the streams on Tuesdays. I don't know why. Tuesdays is like different than Thursdays for me. I don't know, for some reason I eat more on Tuesdays than Thursdays, but anyway. We've had this variation in the simul as well now. We're getting to be regular partners. So I had this game with Luke Mendonca. Mendonça. I don't know how you say that. How do you say a Spanish name? How do you say an Indian guy with a Spanish name? How do you pronounce it? Would you pronounce that like it's a native Spanish name? Or Portuguese, right? Portuguese. Mendonca. I think Portuguese influenced parts of India. 97 though, this is the move that's most commonly played. 94, which is what Mendonca played against me. Damn, Iraq allowed to play, he never ever shows up. That is a pity. I didn't realize that. It's like the guy in class you just forgot he was even there. So what do? You're just like transposing? I'm sorry about that, Shaki. I wasn't aware that he never shows up. I thought he just like... Well, we could penalize him by like kicking him out of the team. We'll have to have a vote, I guess. It's a democratic stream. I mean, you know... Maybe we should send them a warning or something. But I'll take that. Mr. Coffee and Asterbate and I will take that into consideration. We didn't realize there was a problem. I didn't know he was a repeat offender. I haven't played... I don't know, for some reason, I guess because he's too low rated, I don't get paired with him, so I didn't realize this was happening. But it's not like he's like forfeiting all of his games. He plays some of them. I guess he just misses the first one a lot. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, I don't know. If you'd like to donate via Streamlabs, click here. Send a warning. Warning letter. So, the $1 million question, of course. Here we go again. This looks familiar. Take, check. King G6. Queen G4, F5. Queen G3. That's a problem. Bishop takes F4. But I think we'll do it. It might not work. Shit. Wait a minute. Well, it's all relative, whether something works or not. Maybe I'm not winning by force. It's unclear. I did this in the simul in that St. George I had and messed it up and almost lost. Wait a minute. You wonder how many Swisses you have to forfeit until he just extends the Swiss ban to more than a day. You mean there's a day ban? For real? Mr. Coffee, there's literally a ban. I didn't know that. Oh, H4. Dude, H4 is just devastating. Oh, what is he going to do about H4? Did I have that on Sunday in the game? If you forfeit a game in the Swiss, you're banned from entering additional Swisses for 24 hours. Mr. Coffee, does it matter if it's rated or unrated? Are you sure it applies to both? I'm just asking. I don't know. 1 day ban. Mr. Coffee's on the board of directors. It's funny. My son plays like Roblox, and they had this one Roblox game where everyone has a different like role or whatever, and they had like a board of directors. So, I thought it was funny because his title was like board director. I mean, what do you call someone who's on the board of directors? I guess it's logical. I never heard anyone referred to as a board director. But I suppose it makes sense that if you're on the board of directors, you're a board director. Or is it just... It's a fancy name for somebody who like sets up the chess sets at tournaments. I'm a board director. The director is bored. That's B-O-R-E-D. Boy, this looks fun. Are we having fun yet? Are we there yet, donkey? Nothing could possibly go wrong here. Bishop F5 looks good. Schumacher, are you enjoying yourself? Oof. So where's the mate? Where's the beef? H5 check. King F5. Oof. He's got options. Options trader. God damn it. Jenny. Forgot about that. That was an old colleague of mine. He used to say this to his girlfriend. God damn it, Jenny. Where's the mate here, boys and girls? We have 7 minutes to find it. But I think I'm okay, like, from a material standpoint. We're equal material. The board director. There's gotta be a mate, right? Check. King H7, check. King G8. And then what? Exactly. can't checkmate the dude. And e5's dropping, that's my other problem. So how could I protect e5 and threaten mate on h7? It's really annoying. Take the things. The only thing I can take is his rook. Queen g4. So he's turning queen e5. It's really annoying. Knight takes f7 check, king h7. Queen d3 check, king g8. And then that's it. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. So I'm taking the material. Do I want to check him again? Queen d3 is something of a developing move. Might be a mistake. Kind of difficult to say. Objectively. Perhaps. I wanted to protect this just in case. Oh. That's useful. Alright, so now we enter the technical stage. Yes, I'm sure I had better. Yes! I'm up the exchange now. Whoa, dude, no way, man. Speaking of Astrobate promoting a pawn, that's crazy, man. Wow, dude. Hey, man, pass the bong, dude. Queen d6. Come on, you gotta take. You have one option, in my opinion. Taking on e3, trading queens and playing b6 there. That's your only option. My knight is trapped on f8. You keep your c5 pawn. You got a pawn for the exchange, and maybe some chance to survive. Alright, did I have better? That's the question. Wow, no games from this position. Damn. Poor Schumacher. Yeah, no one has ever dared to play this way before. So, Mark Berkovich versus Glud, Team Glud. Glud. C5, only chance. Wow, I had Queen d3 check. So my curiosity is really this position. The best move is castles kingside. No, bishop f4. Yeah, that's not easy to find, man. So I thought you could try queen takes e5, right? Here. Trade queens and play b6. So you got a problem. Oh, damn. Yeah, h6 is a serious problem. Okay, alright, back to tournament. There's no saving that. I didn't realize I had h6. Heroku, forfeit win? No, real win against Cheesy Noob. Outista win. Uber Driver with the forfeit win against Jai. Shaki with the forfeit win. Ooh, that's 3 forfeit wins. Dinakis didn't show up. I don't understand, man. No, the Mandrake didn't show up. Okay. Damn, what happened there? Astrobate resigned in like 3 moves? Astrobate, what did you do? What have you done? Astrobate, why did you resign, dude? What kind of director of team is resigning in 3 moves? Astrobate, he attacked your knight, so you resigned? That's no way to play chess. This looks like a Nimzo. It's a Hubner variation or something. Sorry, we need the German national anthem here. Germany against Germany. H5 has been called. I don't know, would I play H5? I think Petrosian would play F6. It is rather passive though. H5 has its Wow, what is this, man? It was an Imzo. 2 Germans. But it's not a Hubner variation. That's weird. He took with a pawn. But wait, could this transpose to a Hubner variation? No, but your knight's supposed to be on F3 in the Hubner variation. So it's like a bad Hubner, where white's knight is on E2 instead of F3 for black. Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. But what did he do wrong? I mean, what did black do wrong? Did he do something wrong? Well, I mean, I would normally play CD here and like D5, I guess. It just seems like black ends up with a bad Hubner. Maybe it's not that bad. Astrobate, you're now a team leader. You know that, right? You understand that. You are now a Ponda and Horses Club team leader. Time for some responsibility, man. Which means you don't resign your games or lose in time in 3 moves. We've got to start acting like a leader. And setting a good example. This is a weird position. Can white play like bishop e2 now? And if so, and black plays g6, then like f6, and you have the untouchables. Just say like bishop e2, g6, f6, knight g8. I wonder how these guys like stack up in slow chess, like rating wise. I mean, obviously, like Excel Poker is a stronger blitz player, but I think Mr. Slow was 2100 FIDE. He's addicted to time, like me. Mr. Slow has the same as me. We've become addicted to increments. It's a really bad disease. So this is interesting. Excel Poker can do like takes and h5. Right, that's the point. This stops g6, at least for now. Really nice move. Knight g8. Wow, we could get like fortress. The Iron Fortress. It'd be great if black could play like bishop d7, bishop a4 like in a French. And like lock the queen side to create a full board total fortress. Trojan would be proud. Mr. Slow just does what I do. He like uses all his time till he gets down to increments, and then he plays as quickly as necessary. That move actually threatens bishop e8 in some cases, but black could have problems with the g7. So I see some problems on the horizon here. Black, spatially speaking, you need to consider knight h6 now. It might be too late. Guess you can play bishop e8. If rook g6, bishop e8, and just take it. If he plays rook g6, just play bishop e8 and frickin', you know, be prepared to take it. You gotta root for the underdog here. I mean, not only is XL Poker my biggest competition, but he's also massively ahead on the clock and the higher rated players, so you gotta root for the underdog. Nothing personal. I mean, bishop e8. Tastes great, less filling. Oof. Oh man, I don't know. I would play bishop e8. He could have played bishop takes h6 last move. White's playing too quickly. Usually he uses his time better, but I feel like in this case XL Poker's playing a little too fast. Of course, he's got all of Mr. Slow's time. He used all of Mr. Slow's time basically, but I mean seriously, he doesn't have bishop takes f6. Isn't bishop takes f6 like game over? Bishop f6, pawn takes f6, h6, bishop h6, pawn h6, rook f6, threatening d6. How does black defend that? I mean, there's no way. There's no way, dude, you're defending that. Now you can't do it. Missed opportunity. Now, now black is threatening bishop e8, I guess. You know what? Even if he did bishop e8, maybe it was nothing. Maybe Mr. Slow can't allow that. Like rook h1, bishop g6, hg6, check, king h8, bishop h6, pawn h6. It looks pretty bad for black. Black could be lost even if he's up the exchange. But white would be stuck with like a white squared bishop. And all of his pawns on light squares for the most part. You could leave the rook on g6 is what I'm saying. Just play like rook h1. But then again, white's not threatening forward progress. Black doesn't have to take on g6. So Mr. Slow has created a Mr. Slow semi-fortress. There's one technical problem. He's abandoned the oh, watch out for that king. He's abandoned the plan of bishop takes g6. I don't know about the king, you know. Stepforgan, thanks, man. 100 bits. Now you're talking. A5. I guess he was waiting for white to play a4. But objectively, I think a5 would be necessary. Question is, can white do anything to attack b6? He doubles his rooks, and black needs to be double guarded on b6. Bishop e8, probably not the best idea here. In that case, you need to have your rooks ready to defend the b6 pawn. Clearly we go back and forth between the two weaknesses. It's kind of risky to take a rook away from that. Ooh, Mr. Slow with an unbelievable mistake. He did that. Oh my god, that's crazy. I think it's a draw, man. I don't know. I think it was a draw if Mr. Slow just doesn't move his rook away. Strange lapse by Mr. Slow. He seems stronger on Sundays. I think it's the work week, you know. Does it to everybody. I don't think Mr. Slow would have lost this if it was like a game against me on a Sunday in a simul. But he probably has to work on weekdays and he's just tired. Yeah, man, I don't think this is a win for white. So after rook b8, bishop f3, you have to play rook b7. You can't. Oh shit, so it's not so easy. No, you don't have to play rook b7. But it's not so easy to defend. Yeah, maybe it's not so easy. He can't play rook b7 because the bishop takes h6. Even that's not clear though. Let's see. He has to play rook b7 or rook a8 apparently. But let's say rook a8. Alright? That keeps g8 protected. That's a tough move to find. Rook b1, rook a6. I don't know, man. It looks like... But even if he does rook b7, you know, I'm not sure you have anything. No, it's not lost, but it's unpleasant. There's also this variation, bishop g6, king takes, rook check, king h7, and h6. That looks like, you know, oh shit, I'm lost. But apparently, it's unbelievable. He has an unbelievable defense here. g5, and it's a draw. Yeah, no, not easy to defend, but it's probably not lost. So that was just round one yet. So, Mr. Coffee, did you answer me before about Aspect? No more forfeit games. Thanks to the 100 bits from Staff Argan. Getting our hype train started. Astrobate, you're like, sorry, A. Raftamov, I was not there, GG. But you were there, you played 3 moves. You were there and then left? Is that what happened? You lost your internet? Setting a bad example. Any tips on transitioning into the King's Indian? I kind of transitioned out of the King's Indian. I have better advice on transitioning out of the King's Indian than in, but well, I mean, I think it depends on what you're coming from, you know. Depends on where you're coming from. Are you playing the Queen's Gambit? I mean, are you playing the Benoni? You know, and there's a big difference to what your previous opening was, I guess. Speaking of the King's Indian, you got there with 8 seconds left. But I don't understand. There were 3... Oh, you made only 3 moves at the end. And you lost some time. I got it. I thought you made the first 3 moves, then you, like, left. It's the opposite. You arrived too late. You used to play Nimzo. Just don't trade it on B4. Bring it back to F8. Interesting. So we had another player on the stream from Azerbaijan before, remember? Who also played the English, around the same rating. What was his name? Yeah, this is in English. Thanks, Arsenal. Very kind of you to say. I would modestly accept your compliment. But playing the Nimzo to the King's Indian. I mean, they're both complex strategic openings that often result in closed positions. But, I mean, with the King's Indian, you're giving up more space in the center in the early going. My problem with the King's Indian is, like, the main lines. I agree with, who was it that said this? Korchnoi. Korchnoi, I think one of the most important decisions you got to make if you're going to play the King's Indian is how you're handling the classical. I mean, are you going to play like the Mardel Plata variation with black? Or are you going to avoid it by playing... I always avoided it by playing like sidelines. Korchnoi thought it was better to avoid it. He never played the King's Indian though, so... Alright, this B3, man. Yeah, B3 is a real variation. I lost with that twice. I lost against this German guy, Dinstuhl, and I lost against Stephen Mohammed. This is a safe line for white. How the hell did I lose like twice with the white pieces? I mean, I don't know, it's weird. Like, it seems like, it's more popular to play other variations. H3 is very popular for white, for example. I mean, I could play the King's Indian all day against random people on Lichess, and no one plays D4, but if they do, I never get a classical. It's like everyone plays H3. Look at my stream games. I've played like the last 20 King's Indians I've played. Not one person has played like the classical variation. It's kind of crazy. So b5, take, rook c1. That's my game. I don't know if black's supposed to play bishop d7 or not. I'm kind of new to this. I only like generally like usually lose with white. Okay, I don't know. Those games I lost were probably a matter of being distracted rather than the opening. Since you play Excel Poker, I played the King's Indian for like 20 years. I mean, I have tons of games. This is only like a recent thing that I've been experimenting with B6. I played the King's Indian for 20 years. I played the Nimzo for like 15 years. But I think I always like primarily tended to avoid the main line with knight c6 since I was like a teenager. Too much theory, and it feels like you don't have any control over the game. The game controls you. You know, that's how I always felt about the Mar del Plata variation. I know Hikaru plays it really well, but I mean, not only does it require a lot of theoretical knowledge, it feels like, you know, you really don't have that many choices. The game's like playing you. So maybe I messed this up already. I don't know. I'm honestly not sure. I don't know if d5 is a good move. It might not be. This Pano variation, I've never seriously studied, just thought about playing it. No, I mean, that whole Kramnik thing and everything is... It's honestly, like, kind of exaggerated. You know, even in the game where Kasparov lost against Kramnik in the bayonet attack or whatever, he was fine. I looked at that game. The bottom line was that Kasparov just, you know, didn't want to have to, like, study. He was losing his desire to really compete, and I don't think the King's India was ever in danger of being refuted or something. But it is hard to play. I mean, you have less space and you've got to play very energetically all the time. I mean, it requires a lot of energy. I guess any opening does against a high level opponent, but I think if you're not like really into it, you don't want to be playing the King's Indian. Speaking of high-level opponents, okay, what am I doing here? C5, destroying my own structure, is an option at some point. Very positional player, but I wonder if this is our same. This is our same. You guys remember the other Azeri player? What was his name? Who was playing in these tournaments a lot? Does anyone remember it? He had the same opening rep, like English, every single time. Yeah, 10-year-old. Yeah, no, it's 10-year-old. Right. Could be the same guy. It would make sense. But I never played, it wasn't IM, it was something like that, similar. Could be the same guy, or just everyone in Azerbaijan plays the English. A lot of good players play the English. Nothing wrong with the English. Solid repertoire. It's not necessarily the same guy, but we have two players from Azerbaijan, and both of them play similar repertoire around the same rating. I mean, this is a newish account. Right. Yeah, Aronian won the tournament in Germany now. It's a nice change of pace. See him winning a tournament. Maybe he felt comfortable, like he was living in Germany, and he's been like moved to the United States, and maybe he, I don't know, he woke up and was like, oh, I feel at home. Let's win a tournament. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people think like Aronian is old, but I can tell you that compared to me, he's definitely not old. What is he, like? Late 30s, 37? 38. Yeah, but I mean, it seems like he's always been... Yeah, just not quite reaching his potential or something. He's like on the cusp of it every time. Maybe he doesn't have enough killer instinct. I don't know. It's like one of those he's too nice a guy kind of things. Knight b3, retreat. That's quite an interesting move you've got there. I don't like my position. My pawns have a lot of weaknesses. My pawns have a lot of weaknesses. What a freaking grammatical disaster that sounds like. Yeah, I mean, he's not giving me anything. Now what am I going to do? Queen e8? Yeah, you need like Mikhail Tal here to play black and create some kind of interesting possibilities out of thin air. The plan was knight e5. I guess there's no problem with it. But he has knight a5. I mean, he's heading for a5 anyway. So I'm not sure I want to hurry him on his way. Queen e8 is interesting. Then again, it's like hard for white to do anything. He wants to be non-committal and not play any tactics. No, I mean, the arsenal, like, the thing is he's playing knight a5. Obviously, knight e5 is my plan, but what do I do after knight a5? I'm going to just stick it on c4? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I just stick it on c4. I don't know. Maybe you're right. I could just stick it on c4. But queen e8's a good move. I think it's fine. Yeah, that I missed. You know, I could just go there. That was a good idea. I didn't see that. Shit. Man, this guy is awfully strong positionally. Oh, he beat me already. In that Simul game, right. I forgot. Oh, it was a Sveshnikov. Now that's an interesting question. Did 10-year-old play the Sveshnikov? Arsenal, you'd never hastily jump to a... You would never hastily jump to a conclusion, would you? Man, queen e2 is a nice idea, but you would never ever jump the gun. He's been known to jump the gun. Gun jumper. Arsenal is a known gun jumper. I don't know what I'm doing. He's just strategically playing chess here. Knight e5. What did I want to play? e5? What does that do again? Ooh, that looks ugly. It's a good thing, like... You know, he doesn't seem to really want to calculate tactics. He's just putting positional pressure. Very strategic based player. Petrosian-esque. I think his rating's kind of low for his positional strength. Seems like to me. Doesn't have many games though. I mean, he must be like relatively like beatable tactically if he's only 2060. With this kind of Petrosian-esque style, like you could easily beat 2300 without even getting out of bed, you know, if you don't miss tactics. Gun jumper. That's the idea. Well, yeah, it's nice. Nice knowing me. It's nice knowing me. Pawn takes pawn, queen takes, knight d4. Queen takes queen, rook takes queen, knight takes c5. Pawn takes, queen takes, knight d4, queen takes queen, bishop takes queen. It doesn't seem right. I've got to have something better. There's a threat of knight g5. I wanted to play bishop c8. Oh, what's the problem here? I'm hallucinating. I'm just hallucinating. Hallucinating. I almost did something crazy there. Hey. Stop attacking me, bro. Is bishop c8 the best square? I don't know. Did I have a better one, like f5, g4? We still have issues. Issue. So irritating. I don't like that square. Okay. Lurking in our lurkum. We're lurking toward the king's side. Right? That's a nice diagonal. That's a nice diagonal you got there, mister. One less kingside defender, or you can play f3. It's up to you. Maybe he can try like knight e4 or something. Really wants to be stubborn. Wow, that's a friendly move you've got there. An unexpected blow. But black's better. I mean, rook takes d4 is a threat. Pawn takes pawn. Not really a safe idea. And he's threatening rook takes d4, pawn takes d4, knight e6 check. So we need to be a little bit careful. Ooh. Queen f7 is interesting. I think I might want to move my king to a different diagonal. This is pretty dynamic. Dynamicos. Shroom fume. Dude, you can become a millionaire selling shroom fumes. Fumet. In the French market, it's fumet. Fumer, right? Oh, that's perfect in the Spanish market. Acerbate. No. No. He doesn't find any tactics. If he did, he would see rook takes c7. Rook takes c7 is game over. Fortunately, for us, he didn't find it. Still, there's some danger here. No longer works. We got a rook in the game. No. I mean, his only weakness is tactically. Positionally, he's very good. He's a little slow and not that strong on tactics. He missed the win. This is a clear knockout blow. Rook takes c7. Man, he was +4 after h6. Jesus Christ. Is that all? Damn, computer just doesn't give me credit for nothing here. King h8 was a question mark. I'm supposed to play c5. I looked at this and I was like, man, my pawn structure looks horrific if I do that. Step planes. Look at that. Those. Is that enough pawn moves? I gotta get the hang of this, man. Knight d5 was a blunder. Why? He had knight g5. It's weird, like, where did we leave theory? Like, no one plays d5? I had this position with white. But I don't remember what my opponent played, or my opponents. I might have had 2 games here. Maybe bishop d7 is not so great. Never play knight a7. Might be the best move, though. Knight d4. And now b4 is better. Yeah, I don't have any experience playing the black side of this. You got another request to join the team. This account has violated the Elite Chess, of course. Well, we're looking for people who have violated Elite Chess terms of engagement. That's the first requirement to be on our team. Hey, we still got a game. Shaki and Aldisto. Whoa, Aldisto losing on time. Something of a shortage of rooks. There, we missed the action. Check my ending. Check out my ending. Oh, you're done. Looking for live games. I'll check it out in a second. My official chess stats. The mysterious resonant specter against the official my official chess stats. Damn, that's an active king you got there. Ooh. Rook c6 sort of takes the fun out of it. Alright, I think that's safe to assume White's gonna lose that. So Excel Poker is like, look at my ending. Well, Niles made it. That's good. Nice of Miles to make it. Miles, I call him. Miles and Miles Nakamura. You combine bishop e7 with b5. Interesting. Well, it's just a speckled hand. And now it's like a King's Indian attack versus normal sort of setup. Whatever. He wanted me to see the end game. Okay, let's see the end game. Nothing special happened. Just the position. Black now has protected passer on c4. And then you sacked. Oh. Bishop takes e4 check. King takes e4. What a crazy blunder. You got mated in one? Oh, it's not mate. Oh my god, it's not mate. You're down a rook and it's not mate. Dude, that's gotta be mate. Can you play h5 here? h5 bishop takes f6 is the problem. Although I'm sure you're probably still winning. So g5 is better? Nice. And mate. There's also g4, queen g5. Yeah, nice, nice. Flashy. A lot better than my game, which was ugly. I better not continue to play this Hano King's Indian until I know what I'm doing a little bit better. Of course, there's only one way to learn. I didn't like my structure at all in that game. I was only -4. -7 after rook takes c7. The minute Arsenal says, why does he have a tactic? He like misses the crushing rook takes c7. I know I'm not seeing any tactics. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, the e6 square is just a juicy weakness. Terrible play. No, I mean, I looked at a lot of like legendary King's Indian players' games, and I mean, it's not easy to play. Like, how do you play against the Fianchetto King's Indian with black to try to win, you know? And like, nobody has like a clear answer. I mean, the Fianchetto system is so solid for white, and that's what all solid players generally go to. So even if you look at Tal's games in the King's Indian, he didn't have an easy time, you know. Bronstein. How do you try to beat these solid guys playing a Fianchetto? Tal pretty much played like every different setup. Knight d7, knight c6, c6, Bronstein as well. I think they played everything. But I mean, g3 is not that ambitious for white, so it's a trade-off. Now that's what I'm talking about. Quintessential tablecloth opening. I don't know. Quintessential is making me crazy. Quintessential coffee table opening. Coffee house, you mean? Coffee house. So what do we do? Coffee houses. So I'm already playing the second highest rated player in round 3. Speaking of safety first. No kings Indian. Tertiary. Tertiary plan. So what do we get? Good luck. What do we get here? Semi-Slav, right. I forgot. Catch you guys in 40. That's a long time, bro. At 8:30, we shall be in the later stages of the tournament. Now I'm playing the Karo Khan with white. Literally. Which is an opening that Excel Poker plays. I've reverted to this at times when I'm not in the mood for a theoretical semi-Slav. But it's not objectively dangerous for black. Okay, I'm playing the London, I guess. No, you're playing the London. Whatever. You're playing the London, I'm playing the Karo Khan. You're not playing the London until you play Bishop F5, I guess. I could play Queen C2 there. That's a move as well. But then black plays like G6 and forces Bishop F5 anyway. That's a variation. Scared. Scared noob. So what's up with Queen C2 here? Are you just like misplacing your queen? So if Queen C2 then G6 with your queen out on B6, is that normal? Seems a little strange. I don't know, man. I don't think anyone's ever played Queen B6 there against me. Scaredy noob. So Queen C2, what are you gonna do? It's not meant to rhyme, but Queen C2 G6. It's like a Queen C2. Queen C2 Slav. Bishop E5. Nothing special. So I guess that's the point. If Queen C2, he plays G6 anyway, and like Bishop E5 is nothing special. Bishop E5, Bishop F5 anyway. But I could put my queen on C1. Which... it's a normal thing, right? It's a Karo Khan thing. I don't want to run into Bishop F5. I mean, the only thing in the back of my mind is, would inducing G6 weaken black's position somehow? I could play like Queen C2, G6, E3. We have a reverse Karo Khan. Now. Sort of standard reverse Karo Khan exchange variation. Should I play H3 as well? I guess. It's popular. We're both playing the London. Just in case he tries something crazy like castles in G5, he would never do that, though. Shaki, oh, you're playing against a brand new shiny account. Right. Scared. Because you're playing against a brand new account. I get it. I was like, dude, you're not playing a new account. You just played under your account. I saw it. Yeah, I know. I mean, like, it's the internet. I'm afraid anytime I play someone new. Well, what's the difference here? The difference is that he doesn't have the bishop d6 that you get in the normal exchange variation. He was busy putting his bishop on that f5 diagonal, but in the meantime, mine's already on f4. Oh, come on now. Bring it on, man. I haven't even castled yet, and you're doing g5. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I think it would be marginal if I had castled. Really, really dubious and marginal if I had castled, but I haven't even castled. What are you going to do, like bishop g7? Okay. Fine. I guess it's not that bad. You can play like bishop g7 and castle kingside. It's like a King's Indian. Yes, you have some weaknesses. It's not great, but it's not the end of the world. I guess it's playable. Safe to say, wow, bishop e4. No, it's a Ragusan. Like he's flirting with knight e4. So I can castle, obviously, into the massive attack that is g4. Seems like that's what he wants, to do some wild, unsound attacking. If I play a3, black takes, and gives up his good bishop, and then sticks a knight on e4. It's an interesting question, isn't it? Alright. I'm gonna compromise. I will compromise with you. Dude, Astrobate, what is that forum stuff you're doing? Focus on the shroom fumes and don't do the don't do the forum posts, man. Stay away from the forum posts, bro. Drinking too much beer. Somebody's drinking too much beer, and it's not me. Damn, dude. Bring it on, man. Are you drunk? I think he's half drunk. Weird openings Wednesday. Knight a4 is interesting. I have something of minority attack going on now. Gotta strike while the iron's hot. It's not that easy to get his king. Get his king while it's hot. Get him while they're hot. e4 almost works. e4 almost wins by force. Nearly winning by force. e4. This close. Yeah, this is pretty crazy. Not recommended. Do not try this at home. For black. But I mean, I've been around a long time, man. I've seen everything. I'm not one to dismiss stuff. Computer is probably like +3 for white, but I need to find like perfect moves for that to be the case. And it's a practical gamble. Doesn't seem to be any forced win. If e4 doesn't work, which doesn't appear to work, I bet Sumahair would knock him out. Some crazy shit. Remember the game that Sumahair we analyzed on my stream like 6 months ago? Where I brought my king out in the middle like that, and he just like had some crazy sacrifices. It was a rapid game. Now what are you doing? You're just gonna park your king there? Parking permit. Do you have a parking permit for that? Well, rook b1, not a good idea. I might want to bring the rook into the game. I'm patient, man. I think you should play king c7. See, patience. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. It'd be so embarrassing to play like king e7, king f8. Just admit that you're crazy. To admit the whole thing was a sham. But discretion is the better part of valor, as they say. I'm not going to waste all my time looking for a forced win that might or might not be there. Now it's definitely not there. Oh no. You've worsened your pawn structure. You now have 3 islands, sir. Sire. You have more islands than me. H6. Notice how rook a2. It's a multi-purpose move. Of course, I'm also defending. But actually, I wanted to play the rook to the b file to support this, and I can't because of rook b1. Pawn structure is not a problem in the middle game. That's a theory. A working theory. Work in progress. Maybe I'll put my king in the center too. It's a funny variation I just saw. Yeah, you gotta be careful of that one sort of cheapo he has with like queen d4. Knight a4 is worth considering. I was thinking about like I can put my queen on c5 if it was my move. That would be totally playable. Queen takes d4, sacking the queen. Pawn takes. Bishop takes. f3. Bishop takes f3 check. Take your time and calculate it. Oh, that's funny. If queen takes d4, I could play knight. I could play knight c4. Knight c4 check. Queen takes d4, knight c4 check. Pawn takes knight. Pawn takes queen. I'm just trying to distract you. Don't worry, no threats. I don't have any threats here. Just a standard minority attack. Now you're talking. Yeah, man. Screw that, right? That's my good bishop. You want to trade my good bishop off? I'm not gonna trade my bishop for your bishop. My bishop's better than your bishop. Now we're ready. Ready for the overwhelming queenside attack. Knight b3. Wow. Wow. Now you can take on c5, I guess. If this is a race type position. Erase me. Erasemus. It's safe to assume, like, bishop d3 might not be white's best move, but I didn't like him exchanging that off. Now hold on a second. You're threatening what exactly? We've got a good structure, promising future in the endgame business. Wow. Queen d6 is just reeks of some sort of cheapo with queen g3. Now. But e3 is protected. Everything's protected. You can't touch me. MC Hammer. This is an MC Hammer position. What are you gonna do, man, with your broken structure? Pawn structure is not important in the middle game. You heard it here, folks. It's been stated for the record. Just for the record. What do we do? He's going to start defending. That's what's happening now. Someone is defending. Knight takes. This b5. I love that migration. that we witnessed here. Very impressive. Ultimately, like, maybe I just put my king on d2. It's a French, right? I thought it was Caro-Kann, but it's a French, it turns out. All this time I was thinking it was Caro-Kann. I'm threatening. Wow, bishop h5. Wow. It's like knight g4. He wants to play knight g4? What is that, dude? Oh, you want to do that? You want to trade off my bishop? It's like a matter of principle. Principle. You fixed your pawn structure, sort of. Right. It's not good, man. Blobby! Blobby! So long. Been so long since we've seen you. Count Blobix. Count Blobixula. Rook b2? Or queen b2? Queen b2. Queen b1. Pawn structure. Pawn structure. How does that work? Oh, you've got that. This is why I played Queen b1. It's pretty deep, right? Man, this has got to be a joke. Some kind of game. You would never believe you would survive 32 months sub. Survive and prosper. Alright. Boring. Yeah. All I know is James Blunder was streaming earlier. Something of that nature. I'm not sure what it is, but if you don't know what acerbic means, then it's game over. Game over for you. Not enough vocabulary. Weak in vocabulary. Feels bad, man. He's threatening g5. I could definitely screw this up. Like, I have lost better positions than this, probably. It could happen. XL Poker's right not to resign. Teasing me with losing on time. the possibility of losing on time. The rook lift. Yeah, it's not good. Alright, that was a drunken brawl. A drunken brawl. Mr. Slohan battling bone atrophy. Bone atrophy, a speedy player against the time-consuming increment guzzler, Mr. Sloanhand. What is wrong with me? I can't talk today. Mr. Sloanhand. Dude, this is getting pretty weird, dude. Oof. Can you say blockade? What? Wow, that's a neat move. Queen f5 is a neat move, fair enough. Draw? Offer a draw. Excel poker. Well, obviously you wanted to mess around that game. Alright. We don't always have to be serious here. I do the same thing in both poker and chess. Sometimes I'm just in the mood and I do crazy stuff. It's a state of mind. I drink alcohol to reach another state of consciousness. Damn. Queen f2 check, king h1. Draw? Now the question is it a draw? This could be very messy. I mean, like 4 pawns for a rook. Anything could happen. But I think I'd probably rather be black. White is thinking. That's an interesting move. I guess. You know, queen e8 check. I don't think that black can escape the checks, can he? I'm just wondering, could black possibly play for a win here with g3 in the final position? So queen h3 check, king g1, and now g3, threatening mate in 2. You don't have queen g8. Oh, he has queen e4 check. Oh man, that's brutal. Queen e4 check. Well, I guess playing for a win is out of the question in light of queen g4 check. Yeah, because I was looking at this. Yeah, this works too. Well, maybe not though, right? Nah. No, it's nothing. You can't. Nice draw. 2 minutes to go. So Raftomov is coming back. He beat Resonance Spectre. Aldisto, I'm going to face Aldisto, who beat Uberdriver. He's come back from a loss against Shockey. Where's Shockey? Shockey. I'm not going to face Aldisto. I'm going to face Shockey because Shockey has perfect score. Beating this new account, GHM. Mr. Slow at 50%. Next time you should play e4. We always have the d4 knight f3 stuff. Well, yeah, I mean, I've been focusing on playing d4 because my intention is to play d4 over the board. But yeah, I'll make a note of it against you to throw in some e4s. I realized at some point last year I was thinking of playing e4, but it's just too much, you know. It's just too much. I don't mind playing the white side of the Caro-Kann, though, for example. There's certain openings I don't mind. I just don't feel like I'm qualified to play certain things on a high level just because my knowledge isn't that great. I've always just kind of winged it when I played E4. I don't know it as deeply as D4. Why are you precipitating? I don't know what's wrong with my speech today. Why are you precipitating? Well, that's crazy. Schumacher forfeited? No. Schumacher lost the first game and then got 2 forfeit wins? Against 2 different people? Nobody criticizes Schumacher. He's got 300 games here on my stream. Well, almost. You're almost to 300. Anybody who's played that many games gets credit. Even Asterbate. 320, although half of them are like games where he lost on time and 8 moves. Why am I seriously considering playing C6? Mix it up, mix it up. Surprise! The Aliakin is a good surprise opening. People don't face it that often, you know, so oftentimes they're not really well prepared to play against it. Chucky just reeling off the topical variation. There was something new I saw here, and that's what I'm trying to remember what it was. There was some kind of new idea. Yeah, I mean, I've played this with white and over the board games. B3 is correct. Oh, it was here. There was some kind of new move for black. I think it's like this. Oh, I saw a crazy game in my team. In my team league, one of my teammates played something like this with black. Like D5, C5, knight D7. And if you take on D5, I can try to undermine your center in some way. Was it D5, C5, knight E7 in this position? There's also E6, which is interesting. E5 is the main line, but you know, that's allowing some ending that's easy for white to play. Just to see if I can remember this D5 thing. So it's D5, C5, knight D7, and if you take the pawn, I have some sort of tactique, like I just storm the center with E5 immediately, or is it E5 immediately? Takes. Well, I'm not convinced. I don't know. I don't remember, but I'm going to try it. I don't remember. Somewhere in my memory banks, there was this apparently untested or just recently discovered idea. I checked it with the computer, but I can't remember if this was it or not. It was something like revolutionary. Though my teammate's game, I didn't pay close attention, and I'm not even sure if it was the exact same position. So needless to say, like, we need to do our research here. I don't like the E5 line. It's okay according to the computer, but it's kind of long and trades queens, and there's probably very little winning chances for black. And other than that, I think black has kind of a bad position. I did look at this though. Some people have even played f5. Like, that's an actual move, though it's very anti-positional. I think like e6 is worth considering. I would think, like, if I had to, you know, I would seriously consider playing e6. I have a bad bishop, but my structure is okay. Now, maybe, oh, I know what it was. My teammate did something crazy here. He sacked a piece. Maybe he didn't even play knight e7. He just left his knight on b6. So it was like c5, e5? Is that a thing? I can do like c5, knight c6, pawn takes knight, e5. I swear to God, that's like pretty sure that's what happened. He sacked a piece, but white like didn't take it. c5, knight c6. I have to double check this. c5, knight c6, pawn takes knight, like white didn't take it. But I mean, e5. And then like what happens if he defends d4 with something? Is this for real? You're lucky because I really don't know what I'm doing, but I think I'm onto something. We're definitely going to double check this. Now, that's obviously not a problem. That's not a good move for white. But he avoids whatever. First question is, should we take the pawn and just automatically do that, or do we want to round it up in a different way? This is a roundup. So you could play knight d7, but that seems a little bit over fancy. Queen takes d5, knight f3, bishop g4, bishop c4, queen a5 check, queen d2. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. You gotta push to c5 and see what happens. We'll do some research. When I saw my teammate play it, I was like, what is that? I didn't even closely monitor the exact move order. I think that's probably what it was, though. It had to be that position. But it only occurs to me now. At the time, I was like, oh, it's some kind of Alekhine, I don't know what it is. Only now did I realize it's this line. Now, interesting move, bishop g4, inducing weaknesses. Asprey, never put your knight on c6 if it's going to get attacked. Check. It's like a bad Grunfeld for white. Now, can you think of another weird move to play? Rook c3. Just be weird. Who wants to play a bad Grunfeld? You have to play bishop d2. I can't take the pawn, right? Queen a2, rook a1. Queen b2. Bishop c3, trapping my queen. So I have to go elsewhere. Queen a3 or queen d8. Master B, what's up, man? Queen a3 is provocative. It looks dangerous, objectively. Like queen a3, rook c4. I mean, this is... So if you play bishop e3, we repeat position. I have to play a new move. I have maybe b6. Seems unnecessary. It would be unnecessary for me to weaken my pawns. Right. Now, knight c6, it's a natural move. It pressures d4. d5 looks. Just don't. Looks can be deceiving. Knight c6, d5 check. That's a different story. There's a funny variation there. Knight c6, d5 check, queen a5 check, b4. No. Knight c6 is good. We're good. The ball is in your court. The Alekhine is, it's a bad opening, but you have to be well prepared for it. That's the trick. I had like a couple of opponents who played it in the World Senior, and I just like didn't want to be bothered. I didn't feel confident in my preparation with white. It's probably bad for black, but like white has to really know his shit. Or her shit. This lady, I told you guys, she played the Krasenkova played like the Alekhine with e6, and I couldn't even confidently be sure I could like refute that. Now I have check. Now you're gonna trade. Now you will trade queens. Is that a problem? Damn. Okay. I have smothered mate. Is that good? Queen a5 check, bishop d2, knight b4. I like smothered mate. How about knight e5? Then there's the obvious knight b4. I like me some smothered mate. The Smothers brothers. Oh, I have queen a5 check? No. What's wrong with queen a5 check? Queen d2 now. And that's the point. I'm gonna get me some beer. And if knight b4 there, you have all sorts of moves. I mean, I have a good game, but maybe this is inaccurate. Knight here, knight c3. Bishop takes c3. Don't really want to give up that bishop. We need a permission. Knight e5. What's up with knight b4 again? Bam, bam, thank you. Check. Okay, how about this variation? Knight b4, knight c3. Bishop takes c3, rook takes c3, knight takes d5, rook d3. Knight takes e3, rook takes d8, knight takes d1. Real simple. And great drawing chances for white. Are you ready? Are you ready? Alright, are there any other options here? Queen a5. Is there a double check? There's also like bishop f5. What would Botanik do? God, there's got to be something else than a pawn up ending for black. Queen e5. Yeah, I mean, yeah, queen a5 is a move. Like knight c3, queen a5, queen d2. and the beat goes on. I mean, I don't know what's objectively happening, you know, after that. The beat goes on. Knight c3, queen a5, queen e2, rook d8, for example. I'm just going to lift that pawn on d5. He has bishop c4 there, for example. I could keep up the tension with like bishop e6. I believe I can fly. That doesn't look right. Yeah, bishop d4, I don't think that works. Actually, I could have just played queen takes d5. But I guess developing a piece is better. And we have e5. Does this work? It better work. Better freaking work. That's cute. Arsenal's back. Right on time. The man says 40 minutes, and he means 40 minutes. It's getting a little murky around here. I'm completely winning, but it's easy to confuse me. I'm completely winning, but easily confused. Yeah, that's what I thought you'd do. So now, I could take on f4, or see what's behind door number 2. Yeah, Excel Poker would like this type of position. Queen a5, he has queen d2. Who would have thought it? So I have to take on f4. He takes on b4. I'm still not winning. The problem is queen a5, queen d2. Damn, I can't believe I'm messing this up. It's gotta be something here. It's impossible there's not something for black. f3. Nothing to see here, folks. Check. f3. I also have queen b6. Now, if queen b6, damn. I don't know. You have bishop c5 now? It's alright. Missed that. I have queen a6. Not threatening anything. Do not panic. I feel maybe I should have played f3. Just throwing that in there. But then again, he would have... Yeah, then he would have a trick. Shit. Speaking of tricks... See, I should have played it. I knew it. Wait, what? Oh no. Hallucinating. I convinced myself. Arsenal fan with rook c4 freaking me out. The anti-tactician. What does that mean? Like, it's hard for me to see a two-move tactic? I saw it before, and then Arsenal put this idea of rook c4 in my mind. So I started to see... In my mind, it was like, oh, rook c4 solves all of his problems. But his bishop, my bishop's on d3. I didn't play chess all day. Give me a break. I'm not that much of an anti-tactician. It depends on who you talk to, you know. Compared to some people, I am an anti-tactician from some perspectives. Yeah, I mean, for the tactically minded, I mean, of course, this is like... I would have seen it if it was like a puzzle streak, you know? But you gotta tell me I'm looking for it. No, I saw it. But I had a weird ghost hallucination about rook c4, like, being a defense. I also spent a lot of time looking at, like, queen a5 check and queen takes a2. But that's pretty stupid. Yeah, Arsenal's queen rook c4 might be better. I could sack the queen there for pressure. Queen takes bishop. Now rook c4. Doesn't look good for our hero. For his hero. What could possibly go wrong here? Yeah. Shack. Connected pass pawns. Yeah, that's not good. Interesting, though, you know, position, like, to calculate. I gotta see this. B3 main line. So there it is, dude. You guys, I'm not crazy. The outlier. You guys see that? The stats there? It's below... Oh, it's where Blobix's name is. So I'll scroll down. You can see here. If you look, D5. refutation. Look at that score. 11 games. Ta-da! Oh shit. So he played a theoretical novelty. Yeah, Black's winning every game. They're all in the last 2 years. You had this several times as white. So white has to play c5. Now the question is, my teammate sacked a piece with knight c6. So this is a thing. But I'm not sure if it's, the only way to do it. It's even possible to play knight d7. I mean, I was thinking like this. This might actually be feasible. We're black to pull the knight back, but it looks like e5 is the better move. Difficult to say, or maybe it just transposes. Maybe it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, you're transposing. So this was the position that my teammate had. Yeah, I think we need like alpha 0 for this. Very Spielman, Rudolf Spielman like piece sack for black. It's active. My gaming laptop has it at 0.7 at depth 23. That means it's playable. Black 0.7 for the Aliekins defense is not too bad. Actually, that's kind of like above average. If you're under like a 1, looks like you're all right. Anyway, all right. So that was that. Perfect game. No, 3 inaccuracies. Knight g8 is best? Okay, now we know. 1 ongoing game. It's not the ultimate round. Who said it was last round? 39 is not old. You gotta play c5, Arsenal fan. I don't know why Shaki didn't play it. I guess he figured I knew the theory and he'd just take me out of book. Aldisto's still playing. Wow. Raftamov is white. Under pressure. Check. Theoretical ending. Yikes. Whoa, dude. I would definitely lose from either side with my rook endgame skills. I don't know. Looks like it could be winning, but I'm not sure. The pawn's pretty far advanced, right? Maybe it's a draw. So he just improved his king. But still. So rook h8, e2, h6. How does black win? I don't see how black's winning. Time to play like rook e5? I mean... Well, you said penultimate. The penultimate round is upon us. You think he was winning when we first tuned in? I don't know. I'm not qualified to analyze rooking games. I have like a half out of my last 5 rooking games. They kicked me out of rooking game school. What just happened? Oh my god, he's sacking his h-pawn with check? Can you do that? Is that even legal? Ooh. Maybe it's a theoretical draw. Now. Gotta get checking distance, huh? That's not the right side, is it? You don't want to go to the short side, do you? Oh man, that can't be right. That wasn't right. He had to check on the other side, but I guess that still didn't matter. Once his king is on e1, here, white to play, like it doesn't matter. I guess you're lost. Oh snap. Yeah, this was not well played by both, maybe by both sides. Let's go back a few moves. Well, he doesn't have to drop the H pawn. So apparently, black was winning. Then it was a draw before that. Yeah, so both sides made a lot of mistakes here. It's a draw? It was a draw, and then H5 is losing. And then black did manage to screw it up. No. No, it was pretty good at the end. There was only one hiccup by black. It should have been a draw. And now he's lost. Not such a bad game by black, although earlier he was in trouble. The ending wasn't bad. Aldisto seems decent in endgames. This is a Dutch. D4. Kind of a weird variation. G3. Alright. Penultimate round. Dedicated salt pepper grinder. You should start a YouTube channel. Where you like review products, Arsenal. You review kitchen products. Do you know what I realized yesterday? I was like looking at I'm so naive, you know. I was looking at like to see if I could order from a restaurant delivered food, like what's it called, the Hard Rock Cafe or something. But Hard Rock Cafe Budapest they don't do delivery. And then when I was looking, like, I don't know, it like took me to the delivery app page, and like I didn't realize that people got sex toys delivered. That's how naive I am. I'm like, oh man, they must make a lot of money on that. Alright, I would be embarrassed though, you know. I mean, you gonna like trust like the random Volt delivery guy to bring your sex toys? I don't know, man. Just a weird story. I just never ever thought about a delivery app for sex toys. I thought it was just like food and groceries, and maybe it wasn't for the I think the thing was like I typed in Hard Rock. Okay, that's how it happened actually, Arsenal. That's what happens when you type Hard Rock into the delivery app, and that's what you get, you know. Unbelievable. Seriously, what is the world coming to? Man, why am I playing the English? God damn it. This variation, never been a friend of mine. I never liked this variation. No, seriously, that's what happened. That's why it came up. Yeah, exactly. Most Hard Rock Cafes, never had delivery. And I got an ad on my phone for the Hard Rock Cafe, and I was like, hey, that's funny. You know, why doesn't Hard Rock Cafe do delivery? And so I looked it up, I found the website, and apparently, like many do, but in Budapest they don't do delivery for some reason. It's relatively new. But yeah, don't search for Hard Rock in your local delivery app. No, I was never really a fan of the Hard Rock Cafe atmosphere. Um, they had one in Boston. It used to be right across the street from the chess club, which was funny. It was literally directly across the street from the chess club. That's the only reason I went to the Hard Rock Cafe. But it is hard to come by like kind of authentic American style, food. Of course. No, I mean it's totally for tourists and stuff like that. But I'm being in Budapest and getting, American style food. It's not that easy to do, really. There's only a handful of places. There's like a million burger places, but most of them aren't very good. Like the rolls are like really cheap, or they don't really know how to make authentic American necessarily. No, Hard Rock's not a big thing. I mean, they do have hotels now. There's like Hard Rock Hotel here. Yeah. But I mean, there's just a dearth of like really authentic. Not that Hard Rock is like great, but I thought, I should try it at least. For delivered American food, it would probably be, burgers and whatever. It would be like decent. But that's what I get. I was like, what's going on here? I thought about ordering sex toys. That's embarrassing. Alright. But anyway. Back to chess. So, do we play for f4? The proverbial question. Yeah, he's done this against me before. We haven't had one of these in a long time. This is where XL Poker's like, I want you to stop playing knight f3 and c4 against me because it's boring. Yeah, I mean, no, normally I would, but it's a tournament and I want to win. So if it's like a weekday stream where it's not a tournament, I know that's not how you probably sound. I want to give you a bad sounding rap. Yeah, no, I just want to win the tournament, so I'm playing solidly. Okay, I've done a lot of knight f3, c4 stuff against Aldisto. Is that how you sound? Yeah, I forgot. XL Poker's German. I gotta get my... I don't know, I don't really have good... I can't speak German, so forget about a German accent. I could try to sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's not even German, so... I don't know. Alright. My German accent is not existent. Though our XL Poker used to live in Sweden, so we could try to do like a Swedish chef from the Muppets kind of thing. Knight d4. That's annoying. Well, I really want to control you. Control the d5. I want to control d5. Alan Partridge. Is he like the dad from the Partridge Family? Barely remember that TV show. I was like 3 years old. No, I'm just kidding. I know Alan Partridge is some kind of musician. Alright. The Partridge Family were musicians too, actually. I'm getting them confused with the Brady Bunch. who were not musicians. The Partridge Family was like an actual TV show, but also they were literally a music act. Kind of like the Monkees. They're both a real act and a TV show. Alright. Anyway, we try to distract our opponent with random conversation here while talking about the Partridge Family and sex toys. B7 is hanging, but probably not an issue. The plan was to put a piece on D5 and recapture with a pawn, thus trapping Mr. Knight. This happened in the accelerated Queen's Indian with me. Knight D4 gets trapped. Variations. No, you grew up watching the Monkees. Wow. You must have been little. Even I grew up watching the Monkees. You're going to Google Hard Rock? If I'm not offered that delivery service. I mean, I typed it into the delivery app, you know, and the stuff started coming up. It's like, damn, I guess Hard Rock's not on the... It was Volt. I don't know if you have Volt. It's a Finnish delivery app. They're everywhere. Maybe you have different delivery apps that are dominant in Germany, but the best one here, the only good one here is Volt. We also have Food Panda, but it's really bad. I had a very bad experience with Food Panda. They suck. They don't have enough delivery drivers. I guess they pay their drivers. Worse than Volt or something. THL. Food Panda. Yeah. Yeah, it used to be a Hungarian NetPincer. But I guess Food Panda is it's like originally an Asian based one that bought the Hungarian delivery app. So I've got nothing. What are you telling me? I have nothing in the nothing variation. See, this is why I don't play the Botvinnik English, because it's nothing. It's a freaking draw, man. I think the Botvinnik English, like every Botvinnik English I ever played was a draw. No, that's not true. I've beaten a couple people playing it with white, or at least come close. But it seems like the best you can get is a draw. It's just... I don't think I have much here. And I'm not even sure he even played it right. You know, like exchanging on F4 seems like a mistake. Yeah, well, I mean, I think his pawn exchange is premature. Premature. They have an app for that. Push it real good. What am I doing, though, you know? I'm just gonna, like, hoover all the pieces off the board. Get out your vacuum cleaners. For one of his videos, I saw Simon Williams do that, where he literally had, like, a little handy vac. Busted out the vac. The rook on b8. I mean, theoretically, if I could play h4, h5, I could break his kingside pawn structure. Theoretically, he made a mistake, like giving up his central pawn for the flank pawn on g. So now we have an interesting possibility. What about pawn takes? Knight takes is natural and boring, but pawn takes creates a more dynamic atmosphere. Pawn takes, knight e7, e4. And then all bets are off. Now he might find another move. But this is like, this is how I almost lost. Well, this is how I lost the Arsenal fan. Like, going too far. And many other people, too. That's why, what? Pawn takes, drops a pawn? Drops a pawn. Right, exactly. That's why I played it. Drops a pawn. 100%. Maybe it does. Let's see. Bishop takes c3. Knight b4. Who would think of that move? You gotta be pretty sick to consider that option. Arsenal fan looking at knight b4. It might work. I missed it completely. Only consider it once you said I lost the pawn. I gotta believe there was something there. So the pawn... I got this book by Mihawk family, Pawn Dynamics, and FIDE Master Dad and Grandmaster Oliver. It's a collection of like positions. It's just a collection of positions that have been cataloged as according to like tactical categories. But it's good. It's useful. One of like only 5 chess books I bought in the last like 10 years. But like a lot of puzzles involving pawn moves. Basically. It's quite useful. So, pawns are the hardest thing to master in chess. Knight b4. Yeah, but knight b4 a3. My d3 pawn's hanging, bro. Isn't it? Gotta go again. Damn, dude. Just get a portable toilet or something. I think the delivery apps deliver diapers, if I'm not mistaken. B3 what? You can order diapers from your local delivery app. No need to leave viewing the stream at all. It's good for Alright. It's good for many people. People who work online. I'm gonna get banned from my own stream today. I'm just trying to keep my control of the center. B3's. It's just a quiet, solid move. Go out swinging. I'm trying to migrate. I'm trying to do a little migration in this game. Knight migration. It's like Asterbate's favorite move. Knight e2. I'm always like getting on his case for retreating his knight voluntarily to e2. This is his favorite move. But a common closed Sicilian. This is basically a closed Sicilian. I've always found the knight g8, you know, respectively. Like both sides can use that maneuver here in a lot of situations. Am I not showing elos? Elos. No, I am not showing elos intentionally. And just on a note, you know, I mentioned this earlier. I think it's really weird that Lichess has the rating so far over to the right. Like, we've talked about this once before. It seems strange, you know. The design of the to be honest, the design of the page seems weird to have the rating so far away. Why is it so far over on the right? Like, you'd kind of want it closer to the name so you knew, you know, who it's referring to, probably, for starters. Well, first we'll try to induce h5, and then we'll go back to g1. Okay, that's not cool. He wants to hurt me now. Now we have to think. Bishop e5 is the plan. I didn't realize that's what we're up against. You know, there's an interesting idea here for white. Arsenal style. That's crazy, bro. Too much. Too much and never enough. So where do I put my rook that it doesn't get, like, captured? I guess I have to go here. Alright. I was going to do rook c1 and rook c4 and say screw it, take my exchange. But that's really fancy, you know? Fancy play syndrome. Glycos, right. I don't know if I can move the board. If it will help. They're just out of range, you know? But it's crazy how far over they are. It seems really exaggerated. But probably I can... You know, you're right. It would be better to see that. It's not that important, but it would be nice to see the ratings. Am I losing on time yet? Oh, you have that move. Oh, that's great. That's really freaking great. I'm so glad about that. Alright. I don't care if I lose the exchange. How about that? I should have just played rook c1. So what's up here? What's up here? And there's a lot of scenarios where I can sack the exchange for sure. I missed bishop d4. But I'm trying to move the window. If I can find my window. Window capture. It's really tough, dude. I guess I need to make the board a tiny bit smaller. Can I de-size my board? De-size. I'm gonna de-size. Now it's almost showing. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous, dude. How far I have to move shit over. The rating is ridiculous, man. It's so far over there. Look how far I have to move stuff to see the rating. I mean, that's crazy, man. Why is it so far? It's like miles over on the right. Look at that. Do you think that's good? A good design? Why is there like a million miles between Aldisto and his rating? Rook b7. That's an interesting square, I would say. Right? e5 takes d6. e5 takes d6, e4. Pawn takes e7. Pawn takes f3. e5 takes d6, e4. Pawn takes pawn. Queen takes, e5, bishop takes. Oh right, it's there because people that what's the maximum characters? Dude, seriously, like, there's no need for him to be that far over. Just a lot of empty space. It looks stupid. Now knight g8. Oh, so you're gonna transfer your rook. Well, that makes sense. Plus there's the queen h4. Ergonomics. You're backing off. That's right. Ah. He's like pre-moving everything. So this is the point where he gets to pro pre-mover. He seems really happy when he gets around this point. He's so into like the quick quick stage of the game. Queen trade. Resigned. He was probably winning. Well, he had a draw. I mean, there was no question about that. He was trying to win. I thought I was lost, to be honest with you. I guess I wasn't lost. I assumed I was, like, lost at some point here. I thought he could, like, take on f4. I was really thinking he could take on f4. I didn't appreciate how strong bishop c4 is for me. So I'm not in any danger of losing. Yeah. I'm just not in any danger of losing, it turns out. Yeah, no, it's like he was playing for a win. He was better at some point, but, you know, kind of like irrationally playing for a win on time at the end. And Uber Driver. Uber Driver, it's been a while since you've been on the podium. He made it for all the rounds today. With a forfeit victory in round 1. Well, anyway, Queen f4 probably wasn't even good. I mean, it should be a draw. I was like losing control of the position and time pressure. I wasn't even sure what was going on, if I was better or worse or lost. I mean, I had no clue anymore. Yeah. Excel Poker is trying to negotiate a settlement. Yeah, hey guys, just give me second place and I'm happy. I'm out of here. Wait, I'm gonna play Uber Driver. You guys hope I don't lose. Just hope I don't lose. I told you guys about that. How I offered a draw in the Hungarian Team Championship in like 10 moves. My opponent accepted it. And then like we had the undraw. Because it was like against the rules. Undraw. Uh-oh. Playing the Petrov. Whoa, 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 whoa. I pre-moved. Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. It doesn't recognize the threefold repetition. And by the way, like, how does that work? Like, seriously. I mean, that's essentially the problem with the 30-move draw rule. Like, what if it's like a forced repetition of position? Then what do? You're supposed to... I thought Uber Driver played d4, didn't he? What happened here? Why are you not playing d4? No, I'm not going to play the Stafford Gambit. This is better than the Stafford Gambit. Stafford Gambit sucks. Play the Yubaba. Yubaba's actually better. This is actually an Elephant Gambit by transposition. No, Stafford Gambit sucks, dude. This is way better. Why would you play the Stafford Gambit when you could play this? It's an Elephant Gambit, man. I mean, it's better than the Stafford Gambit by like one Centipon, like a whole Centipon or something. Dude, it's fun being like -2 for black. Why not play a good opening? I like having the lost position as fun. Personally, I'm not into having a lost position after like 3 moves. Here I'm just like -1, but Uber Driver chickened out. I've actually played pawn takes pawn here. Pawn takes pawn allows bishop c4, and then you have to play bishop e6, and black's position is dubious. So I have to play this. And now it's like transposed back into some normal line. Actually, I like declining the Stafford Gambit with white too. After knight f3, knight c6, d4 is an extremely strong move for white. White's just clearly better, like +1 with 0 risk. It's extremely good for white. White doesn't even have to accept the Stafford Gambit to get a good position. Yeah, and d4 is a total bailout. I mean, it's totally fine for white. It's like +1. After knight c6, d4. I mean, there's some weird lines, but it's even easier to negotiate for white than the main lines. So what do we have here? We've transposed to d4 Petrov. We transpose to a d4 Petrov. After this, knight d7 is like main line. Knight f7. Here, white very strong. Uber Driver knows that I fell for a trap. Knight f7. Knight f7 just wins. Knight f7, king f7, queen h5 check. Then you take on d5. Easy win. I mean, if strong players want to draw, they know, like, take the Sveshnikov, for example, or the draw on the Roy Lopez main line with, like, knight g5, knight f3. There's so many, like, forced draw variations. You can't expect people to play 30 move without a draw and force them to do so. I mean, the queen a5 variation in the Sveshnikov, it's such an absurd concept. If two players don't want to fight, then they don't want to fight. Like, you can't force them to fight. If there's, like, prizes involved or something. But I'm, like, playing in the Hungarian Team Championship where it's a team tournament, no prizes, individual prizes. Why should I be forced to play 30 moves? You know, if there's no prize at stake. It's not like... So now we've transposed into another variation. And here, I guess knight c5 is the main move. Knight c5, bishop e2. I'm not sure I've played this in a long time. Well, you can also give up the bishop on d3. You would think it would be reasonable for the sake of development. Bishops are stronger than knights, though. You gotta buy. Oh yeah, Astrobate always gets weird pairings. But I don't understand. Astrobate didn't... Mr. Sloth did... Maybe Astrobate already got a buy. I think white's supposed to play bishop e2. I guess this is like a standard variation of the d4 Petrov. Maybe white can do other stuff. But here I'm not actually sure what I'm supposed to do. It seems like, oh, okay, you go bishop e7, but what about this, like, pawn, you know, the pawn avalanche type of thing? I mean, is that a problem? There's also the possibility of c4. I'm not really playing this for black. Because of the weird move order in the opening, I ended up like playing a variation I don't normally play. Because I played d5 and he transposed me into the other variation. I mean, the knight usually would go to e6. But I don't know. What is black's move in this position? c6? I mean, it feels like c6 is weird. There's no obvious move, you know what I mean? I mean, what are you going to do? Like g6? Weaken your king side to fianchetto? c6 even though it's not under attack? I won't wait to play knight c3 and then I'll play c6. If I play bishop e7, what about f4? How dangerous is that? That's my question. Is it dangerous? A little dangerous? Very dangerous? Not dangerous at all? Bad? Weakening? Would Uber Driver even play that? I guess, you know, I can just play f6. But, like, when? You know? I have to do it soon. Before f4, f5 happens. Now knight e6, f4 is very dangerous. Well, maybe I have d4 there. I'm not sure that's a good move. Bishop e3. Castles. Well, there goes, you know. I can still play f6 and take with the rook. Yeah, f6 is okay. I think f6 is okay. I can play, although, you know, he has like b4. Doesn't do anything. My point would be, if he plays f4, I play f6. Didn't expect c4 from Uber Driver. Rages. It raises an interesting question. Now maybe b4 is dangerous. If I played bishop e6, he has b4. And like we go into the twilight zone. I can't honestly say I like that. I think I just have to take on c4. But I doubt this is problematic for black. Black looks okay. Okay, maybe he has a better move now. He could have like done something else and then knight c3. Feels like white's a little better here. Maybe I'm being paranoid. But Uberdar is not very ambitious, you know, so a draw is okay for him. So when you're playing like that, where a draw is okay, there's no pressure. You don't have to take any risks, and you let the opponent like go crazy or take some kind of risk. I was thinking bishop takes e6, knight takes e6, queen b3. But he might just play knight c3, and then what do I do? It's very drawish after that. I guess white is still slightly better. Is there anything energetic I could do here at all? No. So white is a tiny bit better after everything's said and done. And we really have to bank on him just not being ambitious. This was kind of a fail. I made some kind of mistake. Everything is okay, but then this is just... I let it... f4 is aggressive. I feel like black should be okay, though. I have bishop c5 or g6. Maybe he's not going to go f5. I mean, it's a different story now, It's not like he's, like, attacking me in the middle game. f5 isn't... It's not necessarily that strong like it used to be. This is an endgame. I mean, he has more space in the center, so white should be a little better. But is he overextending if he plays, like, f5? It's not without risk. I can play, like, bishop c5. Trade pieces. Here I can play f5. g6, obviously. It's not that easy to trade. Knight e4 is a strong move. I mean, I'm happy to, like, degrade my pawn structure to eliminate that pawn on e5. This is a freaking monster, man. The e5 pawn is just super powerful. Now I'm only, like, a tiny bit worse. Objectively, it's still probably a draw. Driver hasn't beat me in a while. I'm not planning on losing this game. But it's important not to go to sleep, and I have to be careful. I wonder if knight f8 is good. Objectively, to go to d7 and keep my a7 protected. Knight f8, knight c7, knight c7 takes, rook takes, bishop takes a7, rook a8. We'll make him have to calculate. He could try to grab my pawn. He's played a really good game. I mean, it looked like nothing, but now he's better. If he hesitates, though, it'll be a draw. He would have to keep up the pressure continuously. Rook d8, bishop a7, rook a8, bishop d4 he has. Rook takes b2, a2, takes on f6, which way? With the bishop. This gets really dicey. I could be in trouble here. Maybe I can't play rook a8. But I don't see another move. Yeah, bishop c5. Bishop c5 is probably a serious mistake. Undermining my f6 pawn. But it was like way more aggressive to trade rook simply bishop takes a7. But UberDriver doesn't like to calculate like long variations. So White's still better, but it shouldn't be like enough to win against good defense. Oh, it's still a very complicated position. That's an interesting move. You know my record in rook end memes. This has got to be a draw, but white's still better. Rook takes, pawn takes. Better keep the double rooks on. I think he had better there, but whatever. King e3 seems like a good move. I don't know about blindfold chess, man. I couldn't play blindfold till I was a master, to be honest. I mean, not until at least I was 2100. It doesn't seem that useful. UberDriver playing a little hesitantly here. It's like he's playing not to lose instead of playing to win. But he's been better like the whole game. You can play blindfold on lead chess, right? If you're interested in it. I played a match against UberDriver over the board, blindfold, 4 games, 20 years ago. More than 20 years ago. Every game was a draw. The now famous UberDriver blindfold match. But not all of you knew that. So we didn't know UberDriver's identity. Till relatively recently. I think playing, allowing him to play b4 would just be a mistake. Oh yeah, we know UberDriver's identity. They didn't tell you? Rook c4. That's Arsenal's vote. Arsenal votes for rook c4. That's a sick move. Probably rook c4 might be good. I don't know. It's kind of a weird move. That's probably one of those points where you left me. You divorced from the stream. It turns out that UberDriver's an old colleague from the Boylston Chess Club. We weren't really close or anything, but it just happened that we we had agreed to play a match in blindfold. My only blindfold match against a person in real life. Because I've never been a blindfold specialist. That was the only point where I really kind of got into it. Yeah, he's a very nice guy. You can trust him. You can trust him with your money. Maybe. I might need him to do some Uber driving soon. If I can't find my international master. My international master. Weed master. Can't find the weed master. I might have to hire Uber driver. Look, I'm not greedy, man. He gets a draw every few games. But I was never better in this game, like the whole game, I think. I wonder, we'll see after the game. Maybe, is it possible not for one move I was ever better? I think I was never better the entire game. Now you've gone and done it. I want to torture him. Rook versus rook. My favorite. Oh, it's almost mate. Well, I didn't play a quick draw. We didn't play a quick draw. Could have offered a quick draw. You know. By the way. I like the rook b8 technique. Look, he's not even trying to win my pawn. If you like actively try to win my pawn, it's like teasing me. You're gonna regret that, bro. This tournament has gone over schedule. Game. Was I ever even like better by 0.1 at any point in this game? Is my question. My only question about this game. I wonder if there was ever a moment where I was even like fractionally better. D5 question mark. Look at that flat line there. Yes. 33 rook f7. Black was better by 0.1. Oh, I had a huge advantage. 27 rook takes c1, 0.4. 26 rook e8, 0.2. I was like dominating the whole game. Look at that. Dominating. 0.1. I was up to 0.5 at one point. Before that it was him. 0.7. He had 0.6, so he has me beat. He was up to 0.7, 0.6. My max was plus 0.5. So you win the battle of the advantage. Teeter-totter. Oh, you want me to scroll down? You can't see it? Well, alright. It's not really that important. It's just the graph. You guys can see the graph. Very steady. Except for the fact that I played d5 in the opening, which sacrifices a pawn. It's an elephant gambit. But it's not often you're going to see someone play the elephant gambit with 11 cent a pawn loss. I bet Jababa doesn't typically have like 11 CPL. Losing after 3 moves. Well, losing is relative. Like, where do you draw the line? Is 1.7 losing? I don't think I think 1.5 is kind of like the borderline. It's arbitrary. I don't know, you know. It's personally, I usually draw the line around 1.5, so I think 1.7 is, yeah, you're not losing till it's like, no, that's what I'm saying. It's not the Stafford. It's not the Stafford. It's like 1.5, not 3. It's better than the Stafford. It's actually playable and quite dangerous. No, it's 100% better than the Stafford, and just as dynamic. The Elephant Gambit is better than the Stafford, man. Definitely. There's not even a question. Alright. So back to the stream. 2665 performance. XL Poker gets second place with a win. 2415. And Uber Driver with third place with a solid draw. He needed that draw to take third place. If he had lost, he was out of the money. So that was a huge draw by Uber Driver. He was motivated with the Bronze Cup, by the Bronze Cup. Shockey, no draws. Played for the win. Got the win in the last round. Alice still got a win in the last round. Who did Excel Poker play? Oh, so Excel Poker ended up playing Bone Atrophy. And Mr. Slow got the bye. Yeah, what's up with that? It was Asterbait? Asterbait got a bye already, so Asterbait had a bad result today. Sorry, Acer. Welcome to the team leaders. Elephants are solid in general. Hippos are solider. Hippos are more like, you know, aerodynamic. They're closer to the ground and less risk of... With hippos, there's like less risk of a rollover, I think, than if you're like traveling by elephant. Yeah, that's an old, no, that's an old Hebden variation. Mark played bishop d6 against me. Alright guys, I'll see you later. Nice job. Tomorrow we're going to be back with Wednesday. Weird Wednesday. Unusual openings like Elephant Gambit. You know I hate the Stafford. And the London. But, we're finally starting to play better chess there at the end. Nice job, Uber Driver. Very solid, as expected. Good draw. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Mr. Coffee. Best moderator ever. Let's see if we can do a raid here. GM Raven raided my stream last week. We could, you know, return the... We could return the, we could return the favor by raiding his stream. If I can figure out where the hell the underscore is. Alright guys.